Hey everyone, how are you today? Today is the Monday after Mother's Day. I hope all of our mothers had a fantastic day. We happened to spend the day at the soccer field and it was 90 degrees. So it literally felt like you were walking into an oven while standing. And they have that turf grass, which is great because then the shoes aren't muddy. But at the same time, it was hot as fire. So it was hotter. That grass was hotter than sand at the beach. It was really, really bad. But anyway, so that's what I did for Mother's Day, which was fantastic. I also got a beautiful locket that I will share at some point because I left it upstairs. That has my children's pictures in it. So super excited about that. We are in the home final stretch of school here. Our school lets out on May the 24th-ish, I think. So this is our last full week. We've only got a couple more days next week, and I am committed on fire about making sure that my children do not have the summer slump. So they are, because the schools over here where we are now, they're serious. Like, they're serious. So what I have done is, of course, I went to Amazon and I bought 180 days of reading for my first grader. So this is what I bought. And if you look in here, see if I can get a page to show up. So it has like, so it's basically reading like a little story here. And then you answer the questions. And there's like 4 questions. It's supposed to be 180 days of reading, but he can do a whole week's worth of reading in this thing in like a day. So he'll probably have it done before the end of the school year, but I don't really care if he does before the summer, but I don't care if he does or doesn't. I just want him to be doing something every day to kind of keep that brain flowing. He is going to a summer camp sponsored by the school, but I do want to make sure that I'm doing everything that I can in the short amount of time that I have with him. And then also we're practicing handwriting. So I got this handwriting book. It's just plain. And what I have done in here is those ever-loving sight words that we have. I've written them down. Now, his handwriting is not so great, but I've written down the sight words and he is practicing writing them out. Because in the second grade down here, I've asked a couple of second grade teachers, what they're doing now is, whereas first grade, everything's about those sight words and what letter reading level you are. Second grade is about spelling those sight words and writing those sight words. And again, what reading level you're at, which don't get me started on that. That's a whole other thing. I think they make those things up, those reading levels, because he started out like at a D. And then he was at an E for like forever. Like he was at an E for like almost all of the second half of the first semester. He was at E. Then all of a sudden, magically, we get towards the end of this year and he's at a level H right now. So he was like at E in January, and then all of a sudden he's like F, G, and H, and he's just killing it. And they're so proud of how hard he worked. And I'm wondering, can he really read at an H, or are you just pushing him along so that way he can go to second grade? Like I really wonder that. Because I feel like sometimes if they're close, I can get that they move on. And I don't want my kid held back. I'm not saying I want my kid held back, but I feel like sometimes they get pushed along to the next teacher. And I do have a story about that. My older son, that actually did happen to, and it kind of bit us in the butt, but it's a little bit of a longer story, so I'll keep that for another day. So I've showed you this. I'm going to show you a couple of other things this week that I'm working on for the end of the school. So another thing that I'm working on for the end of the school year is I got really tired of always like trying to like make something the last day of school. So I made these signs on my Cricut, which I love, but you could absolutely get the stickers. So this is a piece of chalkboard. It's a piece of chalkboard. It was double this size, but I got my husband to cut it in half for me at his job. And now you could do this with stickers. Like you could go and make it smaller. And you could go to Joann's or whatever and get the stickers and just put letter stickers on it instead of doing it with the Cricut. But I have a blank where I put first and then grade and then nailed it. And I got some nails over there and I got a little hammer over there. My kids first were like, what is that? And I'm like, it's a hammer. It's supposed to be a hammer, but it looks better now. And so I have chalkboard markers that I use. And so then I just put first grade and then his name down there. So I have one for my first grader and one for my sixth grader. And they just say, you know, sixth grade nailed it. Super easy, super quick. The kids think it's fun. And then when I'm looking at pictures later on Facebook, I'm like, oh yeah, that was when they graduated from or left first grade. So that is pretty cute. But I'm going to show you some other things that I've done as well. And we're going to start working soon on our Father's Day projects. So we're a little behind the eight ball with the Mother's Day projects, but we did get those finished. So now we're going to work on the Father's Day project. So if you guys have some ideas of a Father's Day project, I'm all ears. I have got 2 fathers. I've got 1 father, 1 stepfather, and then I probably should make something for my husband too, but I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how he behaves the next couple of weeks. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I read somewhere that if you like my video, you have to like click it like you like it and subscribe it. I don't know how that stuff works. But anyway, I'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.